Hello, and thank you for taking a moment to watch this Prosperity Central video where we're going to talk about how you can get more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. Now, my name is Jeff Osnes. I'm going to be your host. I'm going to be your guide. I'm going to be walking you through the training. Now, I know I've only got about 30 to 60 seconds to get your attention and try to convince you to watch more of this video. And so before we dive into the specific topic, I want to talk to you about the channel focus. On this channel, I focus on the sales process. So really, if you're in sales, these videos are going to help you. We focus on managing and following up with your prospects. We talk about the sales funnel, building capture pages, following up with those prospects, contact management, helping you manage, organize, and follow up with your prospects, and building automation around that. So if you're not in sales, these videos may not be for you, but you may know somebody who is in sales. So this is what I'd ask for you. If you wouldn't mind sharing this video with somebody you know who is in sales, that will help me build the channel, and that could help them get more done, make more money. Now, if you are in sales or just want to learn more about the sales process, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the like button on this particular video. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into today's topic. Okay, so on today's training, what we're going to talk about is we're going to take that follow-up process and we're going to step up our game another level. So let's go to contacts. If we go to our today's callback, this is of course going to give us a list of all of our prospects that we've told ourselves in the future you need to call these people on this date. And so what I want to do is I want to call through these contacts. I want to work through these prospects as efficiently as possible. And so what I want to take advantage of is a feature on the system called a basic dial session. So what I can do is I can select all of these records, click on this button right here, and choose basic dial session. Now, phone burner is another option that we'll be talking about in the future, not on this video, not on this training, but phone burner is a phenomenal tool built into Prosperity Central that can help you take your dial sessions up to even the next level. We're going to be focusing on the basic dial session, which is available to all members. Phone burner is an add-on, it's an upgrade. So we're going to focus on basic dial session. Click on that. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring up a dial session window. Essentially what it does is it allows us to focus on this prospect or focus on these prospects. You can see here I've got 3 prospects in my queue and I'm looking at the first one. Up here you can grab a phone script, and on a future training we'll talk about how you can create a custom phone script within your account. But right now just know that if you build a phone script, you can have that pulled up on the screen right here that you can reference during your calls. You'll also notice that all of the key information is front and center, easy for you to see. Over on the right, you've got the contact information, name, phone number, email address, any custom fields, any data that you've got in those custom fields are listed there, as well as any notes related to that contact. You'd want to review that information before you start the call. So you bring this record up, you've got it front and center, ready to go, and you get to make the decision. What am I doing with this contact? Am I calling them? You can send a follow-up email from right here. You can move them into a different folder. But let's talk about that follow-up process. What would we do? In most cases, we want to call our prospects. 80% of the time, you want to call them over emailing them. However, it does depend on your prospect and where they are in your funnel. So let's say I want to call this contact. Just pick up my phone, call the contact, have my conversation with them. And it's important that after that conversation, you add your notes. So here you can see I just added a few little notes here. Obviously, these are not real prospects, so they're not real notes. But I want to remind you some of the important things to consider when adding notes. Obviously, you want to keep track of the important stuff like when you said you're going to follow up with them. Like here, I've got 3 p.m. Now, what I like to do, especially if my prospecting is nationwide, I always like to put what time I told them I would call them back in their time zone. Or I like to make sure I reference a specific time zone no matter what, so that if I ever have a question later on, I can review my notes. If I accidentally schedule that incorrectly on my calendar, I can review my notes and adjust it. But if I don't put that time zone in there, I have to rely on myself doing it right the first time. which if you're anything like me is not always 100%. So make sure that you're referencing that. Of course, any other particular information that you learned, you want to make sure you update that. In this particular case, she's supposed to be talking to her husband about it. So I want to make sure that I follow up with her about that. Maybe even have her husband available for that call tomorrow at 3:00. So we're going to add any notes, any specific details regarding that call. We're going to make sure that we get that information notated right here before we move on to our next call. Now, in this particular case, it looks like I have an appointment, a follow-up call tomorrow at 3 p.m. So I need to go in here and I need to schedule a follow-up. Now, this is going to go in my calendar because there's a specific date and a specific time. So I'd come in here and say, okay, it's 3 p.m. Eastern. I need to set it to 1 p.m. Mountain. Schedule that call with Sally in my calendar. And I'm going to go ahead and save and close. That puts it on my calendar. And now I could potentially be done with this record, but I do want to point out we can send a follow-up email to Sally as well. So we can click on the send follow-up email. We can choose any pre-written emails, which again, we will talk about how to create your own custom emails as we get further down in the training. Or we can just write one real quick. So there we go. I can just write something up real quick, send the email, and off we go. So we've now sent an email, made our phone call, and we're going to hit save and next call. And that brings up the next record. What I like about this is this keeps us focused. Once we finish one prospect, we can move on to the next prospect. Keeps me focused in the prospecting process. Because if I have to exit a record and then go look up another record and I have to do all these other little steps, it's easy for me to get distracted. Oh, I need to go check my emails. Let me go see if so-and-so replied back to me. Oh, let me go check this. Oh, let me go do this. And then the next thing I know, 20 minutes has gone by and I haven't done my next prospecting call. And so when I get into prospecting mode, I want to be focused. And what this basic dial session allows me to do is it allows me to go from contact to contact in a very focused manner. And based off of those outcomes, those calls, I can move contacts into different folders. I can move them through my funnel. Now, let's say I call the Joker and he becomes a distributor. So I can move him immediately into the distributors folder. And if I have emails configured to the distributors folder, he will automatically be assigned to the email campaign and the system will start to drip those emails on him automatically. I don't have to do anything else. I just have to move him in there. Once I'm done here, don't forget to add your notes. Save and next call. On to my last follow-up. Remember, I only had 3 in this particular case, so I'm on my last one. Let's say I call the Oracle and we need to follow up with him on a date in the future. So we're going to choose a new follow-up date. Go ahead and save that. Once that saves, go ahead and hit save and close. And we move on to our next record. And that takes us out of the basic dial session. We're now done with that. It gets it out of our way and we're back at today's callbacks. Now you'll notice that Sally is the only one who is in today's callbacks. The others are moved out. Why are they moved out? One got moved into a different folder and the other, we updated their follow-up date to be a date in the future. So now he no longer qualifies as a today's callback. Now, in addition to helping you stay focused on that prospecting process so that you can get in and get out as quickly as possible, I want to point out if we open up Sally Prospect, each one of these records that we called using a basic dial session, every one of these calls was logged automatically. So you do not have to go in and manually log call activities so that you don't have to go back and do that manually. Another way that the system is going to help you get more done in less time by automating a lot of the little tasks that you need to do. And of course, as we've talked about today, helping you stay focused. And there we go. That's how easy it is for you to start doing more focused dial sessions using the power of Prosperity Central. Make sure that you start taking advantage of the basic dial session in Prosperity Central so that you can start getting more done in less time. So let's go ahead and wrap up our training today. Once again, Prosperity Central is going to help you boost sales and growth. Super simple. Helps you present your opportunity. The main focus of the system is to help you organize your contacts. The price is phenomenal. We're going to help you track your contact activity so you can focus on the right people at the right time. You'll be able to build a second income stream through the Prosperity Central affiliate program. And of course, we are mobile friendly. Once again, there are 3 account levels at Prosperity Central. One is 0, the basic account, totally free for the life of the account. That is not for you. That is for your team. If you have an organization and some of those people are not really working the business hard, but they do want to be plugged into your training, you want to make sure that everybody on your organization gets a free account through you so that they can get access to your training. Now, if you have a team, you should be on the Premier account. The Premier account is $49.95 a month. It is for anyone who is at the second management tier or higher within your company's compensation plan, or anybody who has any type of an organization that you are trying to manage and train and help. $49.95 a month, it's a phenomenal deal there. Now, if you're just getting started and you're trying to manage and organize just your contacts, you're not really trying to train a team yet, $24.95, the professional account, it's a phenomenal deal. Everything that you're going to need to have success and better manage and organize your prospects. And of course, if you do not have a Prosperity Central account yet, make sure you go to prosperitycentral.biz. That is my affiliate link. Go to prosperitycentral.biz and let's start getting more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. Bye for now and happy prospecting.